Welcome to the ultimate guide to successfully launch on Amazon FBA in 2021, even if you have a low budget or are being limited on inventory. Hey, what's up everyone, Yaniv here. And if you don't know me or what we do here on the channel, basically what we do is we put out course level information for absolutely free. For those of you who don't have enough money for a program or a course, or just not ready for that just yet. And my goal for this video is to teach you exactly how to launch your product successfully in 2021. And this video is literally going to be the only thing you need to successfully launch your products. There's a ton of different courses out there for thousands and thousands of dollars, and this video right here will be literally better than all of them, so stick around for it. As you can see, it's obviously a longer video, so if you can't pay attention for more than 5 or 10 minutes, this video is probably not for you. But if you're ready to chill, sit back, relax, write some notes and learn something, then stick around for this one. Obviously, things are always changing on Amazon, like new Amazon algorithms, or new restrictions and limits on, for example, inventory, like what we have right now. And that's why I want to put out these videos, to continuously be able to update you guys. And like I said, all of this stuff right now is updated for 2021. And we're going to show you, even if you do have those inventory limits on new products, exactly what to do. So obviously, like I said too, this is going to be a longer video because we're going to go super in depth. But I'm going to give you 3 things, kind of like a little bribe to stay at the end, to make sure that you get value out of this. 1 is my new secret weapon when launching products, something I've started using right now more than ever to make sure the launches are successful with those inventory limits. 2 is my comeback strategies when things don't go as planned, and some scenarios that may come up because of the new Amazon changes, right? So like I said, you need to be able to be adaptable, and sometimes, even though if you do everything right, things just don't go your way. We'll go over some scenarios of how to react and what to do to stay ahead with your launch. And number 3, I'll tell you about how you can save tons of money this holiday season in your day-to-day life, and also to save a ton of money on your next Amazon launch. So here's the truth, right? 95% of people will fail with their launch, and it's mostly due to trying to do it yourself, kind of. But let me explain to you what the typical results are, right? They watch a few videos from YouTube, get super excited, set up their PPC campaigns, and go live with their launch, right? And most likely, most of the time, nothing happens, right? After a few days or weeks, they end up with unprofitable PPC campaigns, massive skyrocketing ACoS. They waste a ton of money on PPC. The product is still on page 17 or nowhere to be found, and they get discouraged and blame rising or high PPC costs on the reason why they're not ranking. And while that probably happens to a lot of people, in this video I'm going to try to make sure that doesn't happen to you, right? So what I do instead, my strategy instead, is 1, I launch only profitable and relevant keywords in my PPC campaigns, not necessarily the highest ones, because most people just say go for the highest ones. That's really not the smartest way, and again, we're going to show you in this video how to do that. I also profit while ranking, especially now more than ever because of the inventory limits. You don't want to spend 150 or 170 or 180 units out of your 200 limit on a launch and then run out of inventory, because that doesn't really do anything, right? If you have like 30 units to sell post-launch, nothing really happens, and then you go out of inventory, you lose your momentum, and then once your inventory comes back in, you got to repeat the whole process, and you basically just lost out on a ton of money for the first 200 units. So I'm going to show you exactly how to profit while ranking as well. It's very important now more than ever. And then once your product is ranked, reorder more inventory and continue to scale the campaign. So that's what I do, and hopefully what I'll be able to transmit to you guys in this video. Let's dive into my strategy. The first thing and the first step of my my strategy is to find profitable keywords based on your top competitors. What I like to do is pick about 45 keywords, and we're gonna make them count. A lot of the times, if you've watched any of my other launch sequences, they're going to be different than this one, because again, Amazon has changed the inventory limits, and we have to be smarter with our campaigns and our inventory allocation to the launch. So we're going to pick about 45 keywords, and again, I'm going to dive into my account and show you how I do that as an example. For those keywords too, you're going to want to look for search volume of about 350 per month or more. Obviously, this depends on the market, and so this is not a hard and fast rule, but it's something to look out for. Also, you want to use 2 to 3 of your main competitors to find the keywords. And again, we're going to use Cerebro for that. If you don't know, don't worry. I'm going to show in my account exactly how to do that. But you need to make sure that these competitors that you're using are making sales. If they're only making like $3,000 or $4,000 in revenue per month, that's not going to be enough data, and that's not going to be relevant data for your launch. Make sure you're using competitors who are actually making sales. So that's very important. Also, the CPR 8-day giveaway must be about 80-ish. Again, this is not hard and fast rules. These are just good indications for you. You also want to find 1 main keyword, and you'll see later on why we're going to need this. But just remember to set aside like 1 main keyword. This main keyword is going to be the thing that you think a customer would search up. The 1 keyword they would search up if they were looking for exactly your product. All right, so let's not just focus on theory here. Let's start actually implementing my first part of the strategy. What we're gonna use an example product here, we always like to use an example product, is actually these altitude masks or like these training masks. And so this is, again, a popular product that was, a good market to go in maybe a year or year and a half ago. Now it's a little bit more saturated. So again, I don't feel bad about using this as an example. But the first step is to pick our, example product, the one that we're gonna assume is ours. I'm just gonna pick this one because it has, low review count. And so, it's most likely a new product that's not making, a ton of money. Also, another thing as a side note, we're going to pretend like this listing is actually a good one. I don't think the pictures are very good at all, but we're going to just assume everything is done correctly. Let's now go to the tool we're going to need, which is Cerebro. So this is obviously Helium 10 that I'm using. If you don't have like a Amazon software tool and you want to get the best bang for your buck, 100% that's Helium 10. I'm going to leave a link down below in the description for kind of a huge discount on their software. So definitely check that out if you don't have. But right now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the keyword research tool and go to Cerebro. This is one of my favorite tools, all-time favorites. And what we're going to do here is actually start inputting those 2 to 3 main competitors that we were just talking about. So for you, what you want to do is type in whatever keyword you think would find the most results for your product. Go into your Helium 10 and then just open up the X-ray tool here. And what we're going to do is we're going to look at the revenues. So you can see the revenues here. And we're going to find the 2 to 3 top competitors in this space. And before you actually start, picking out which ASINs you're going to try to, use in Cerebro, what I would do is, go into your product, which in this case would have been, this one for us, and just copy out the ASIN, put it in first to your Cerebro. You want to put your ASIN in first because what we're going to do is we're going to use competitors to reverse search. Just stick around. I'll show you exactly what I mean. Then we're going to go to Amazon, again, come back here and start looking at the highest revenued product. So this one would be one of them. I'm just going to copy this and then go into Cerebro and paste it in here. That's our first competitor. Then we're also going to look at the next one here who has 31,000 in sales right here. We're just going to copy their ASIN out and drop it in the Cerebro. And then we got one more person that I think, because this market has good sales, we'll just grab in one more person here as well. And I wouldn't recommend using, Helium 10 has a lot of features, like something like this here. It says basically you can just click on the listings and then just press run in Cerebro. This is actually not going to work, right for what we're looking to do, so don't do it that way. Just follow what I just showed you how to do. Now that we're in Cerebro, you can see that we have our ASIN first and then the 3 top main competitors that are selling right after us. Then we press get keywords. Now that we're here, what you want to do is come into the advanced filter search. We're going to go to the competitor average rank. And we're going to just type in 1 to 5, okay? If you don't get a lot of results from the 1 to 5, you can open it up more broad, go like 1 to 10. And then also for ranking competitors here, you want to put in all 3. So in this case, we have 3, so 3 competitors, and so I'm putting in the number 3 into the minimum amount. What this is going to do is it's going to show us keywords that these 3 ASINs are showing up for in the organic positions between 1 and 5, all right? And then we're going to press apply. This spit out all the keywords that all the competitors are ranking for. We're going to search, we're going to actually sort it by search volume. And as you can see here, we have 98 keywords. The highest of them has 14,000 search volume. So the first thing you want to do when you get in here is actually delete the CPR 8-day giveaways that are higher, like I said, than about 80. So in this case, we're going to click off, even though these are the most kind of searched for terms. Again, we're not necessarily looking for the most searched for, we're looking for the best and most relevant ones. So in this case, we're going to delete the ones that are more than 80, right? Which means just clicking on the X here and removing all those. Now you can see we just have the 80 here. But another criteria was we want to have around 45, right? But we don't want to have them super low search volume either. So we're going to go and scroll down and try to find where the 45 mark is. So the 45 mark is here. It's about 338. So I would just, again, these are not hard and fast rules, but I'm just going to put around 330. So you get about 48 keywords. So go into the minimum search volume and then just, in this case, I'm going to put minimum 330, and it's going to basically delete all other keywords that were less search volume than that. Now we have a list of about 45 keywords, it says here, that are, should be pretty relevant for our products and are not super low search volume. But what you want to do now is go through every single keyword, and I know it might seem tedious, but go through all of them and make sure that they're actually, relevant keywords for your product. And the way you can do that is just by, clicking this button here. It's going to open an Amazon link. And so it says altitude training mask, and you can see that all of them on the first page are altitude training masks. Now, let me show you a bad example of a keyword, that wouldn't be a relevant keyword for you. So yeah, right here, you can see MMA mask. If I open that, right? Someone who searches that, they might be thinking about your product, but they might also be looking at something like this, right? This is like headgear. So maybe someone wrote MMA mask, but they're looking for headgear. For something like this is not ultra relevant, which means I would remove it from your keyword list. So after you've done that, just set your keywords aside. You can, click on all of that, and then you can just go to export, copy to clipboard, put it into a notepad or something like that, and just keep it there for now. We'll get back to those keywords in a little bit, but for now, let's move on to part 2 of 8, which is to get great pictures, especially the first one. This is something I always have to talk about with people. It's very, very important, and investing in good pictures, even if it's 200 units, is mandatory, right? Even if you only have 200 units to sell. You wanna also have minimum of 7 reviews. Do not launch with less. A lot of people try to launch with less. They go against this, but again, you will fail if you don't launch with 7 or more reviews. It's just a magic number with the Amazon algorithm or whatever happens, and just trust me on that. I've had people who are my students who I've worked with, and they try to launch with nothing, and then as soon as I tell them, hey, listen, you absolutely need to have reviews, they go out, they get the reviews, and then their products just skyrocket. So absolutely mandatory. Now, if you are having problems with reviews, enroll in the early reviewer program. Okay, you don't need brand registry for that. And if you do have brand registry, also enroll in the Vine program. Also really, really good programs there to get a ton more reviews, especially those early reviews that can be really, really hard. Another thing is any sale you do make sure to click the review button next to the order, ask for a review. A lot of the times the people will get that and then they will review. This strategy right here will be really cool with the next part that I'm gonna show you guys, my part 3 of 8. You're definitely gonna wanna use the request review button with that strategy as well. So really, really important. You can also use friends and family. Again, it's kind of against terms of service. Well, not kind of, it is against terms of service, but a lot of people do it. And so if you're having trouble, you can also look at doing that. Just make sure you're doing it slowly. And if you want me to do a full video about reviews and how to do that in 2021, I actually had a video like that for 2019. And a ton of you guys loved it. It's one of my most viewed videos. So if you want me to go in depth on how to do this with the new strategies, the new things that have changed, kind of like a massive tutorial video like this one, leave a like down below. Again, it really shows me, one, that you really like the videos, that you want to see this next review video, and just I just love the support. It means a lot, and it makes me want to put out more content and more valuable information for you guys. So I really do appreciate that. So yeah, let's get to 100 likes in 24 hours, and I'll make sure to get that review video out there for you guys right away. All right, so now let's move on to part 3 of 8, which is my new secret weapon, RebaKey. I've been using these guys since back in 2017, but now I have a rejuvenated, passion for what they're doing here, because they've come out with a super awesome new feature, kind of revolutionizing the whole game, especially during this time of low inventory quantities, and I can't wait to show you guys this. So basically, if you don't know what RebaKey is or how it works, essentially it's a website that allows you to list up your Amazon products for a discount. And so they have customers who come here, kind of discount shoppers who are looking for deals on different products. And the benefit for you is that you're able to get sales for your Amazon business and then rank organically, which I'm going to explain how to do with this new feature that they mentioned. But first, let's say, for example, you want this Wi-Fi smart indoor camera, right? Let's say I'm the shopper. I would come in here, I would see, okay, on Amazon it's $60, but here it's $30. I'd click on the product, and then I'd press, buy product. And what it's going to do is it's going to explain exactly how to use it to me. It would say, there's no discount codes. Basically, I'd have, an hour to go in there and to buy the products. It says the money would be on hold for 35 days. And then after 35 days, you'd get the rebate for the difference of the price. So as a customer, I would pay $60. And then 35 days later, I'd get the difference. And my final price would only be $30. So I'd be getting 50% off this product. The way it works, you just press, I have read all the instructions, and go to Marketplace to buy the product. Once you go here, you can see this is the exact product. It's selling for $60, but I'll be able to get it for full price. So I'd go to Add to Cart, I'd buy full price, and then in 35 days, I'd get the difference. Now, the reason this is so good for you as a seller to list your products up here is because on Amazon's end, it looks like a full price sale. So I'm gonna actually spend the $60. If I'm the customer, I'm gonna spend $60 from the RebaKey website, but so Amazon basically sees a full price sale and therefore ranks you organically. It just thinks that, hey, this is a random person coming here to buy, and so it's not a discount, it's not a discount, it's not anything like that. It's just on Amazon's end, it looks like a real purchase. on, the rebate key end, you're giving kind of rebates to get more sales, and then in turn, Amazon will rank you much higher in the algorithm. Because the more sales means more rank, and now RebaKey has actually put out a super awesome feature called Treasure Hunt, which I'm going to show you. Basically, it's like a search, find, buy, where literally the customer has to go onto Amazon, type in the main keyword you tell them to type in, and then find your product and buy it. And then literally on Amazon, that draws direct relevance to keywords that you can choose to rank for. So let me show you how to set it up, right? Go to RebaKey.com. I'll have a link down below, and just create your account. When you get in, you're gonna want to create a coupon campaign. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna type in the name of our product, which in this case, I just take the name from your Amazon listing. I would just type in altitude mask or training mask or whatever. Make it sound good. I'm not gonna spend too much time here, but just make it sound good. Let's go back to our product here. Now that we're at our product, we wanna go down to the description. So I don't know what this guy's description is, but let's say we have a description here. Just copy out the whole description. I'm not gonna do it because he's split it up everywhere. But basically put in your whole description into the campaign here. This is gonna just kind of explain to the customer what this product is. We're gonna go to the product category, just type in your category. Here I just do like whatever it is, sporting goods. Marketplace, make sure you get this right. It's on Amazon. That's where we're doing it. Amazon account, you can link yours if you want. We can also put in the ASIN of our product, and it's gonna pull some pictures for us, makes it a little easier. So put in our ASIN. Brand name, I don't remember what the brand name was. What is it? Whatever, Sell Mule, and then we're just gonna press continue. Now you can either upload any images that you want or just pull the images from Amazon. I just do that, it probably is easier. Once it gets pulled in, all the different images, you can move them around, whatever you want. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but that's the images. Next thing you wanna do is you wanna set your price, right? I recommend doing probably somewhere in the 75, 80, 90% off, even 100% off, because what you want to do here is you want to get as many sales as possible, and we're going to use the treasure hunt feature, like I mentioned, to be able to show Amazon that, hey, these are real sales, and these are the keywords they should be ranking for. So in this case, I don't know what the product was, but let's do it was like $29.99. Let's say the rebate after, we're going to do, let's say we do 80%. It's really cool. You can go like this and then put on like 80%, and it'll automatically calculate, let's do 85. It'll automatically calculate what your price after rebate is. Another cool thing, if you want to do if you want to make sure that you're getting a ton of sales and people are taking you up on your offer, you can just make the rebate 0 or price after rebate 0, and you can actually add a bonus. Like if you want to incentivize people, let's say you'll pay them $2 just to buy your product from you. Okay, that's something you can do if for whatever reason your campaigns aren't selling or you really want to get people to claim your rebates. So in this case, like I said, we'll do 80% or 85%. Okay, let's set it for 85% off. So it's $450. You set the start date, the start time, release. In this case, just do like 10 units per day. That should be more than enough, especially if people are actually claiming these rebates. So on the ends on date here, what you want to do is actually set it for like 8 to 10 days after the start date. So the start date's the 28th. So if we open that, the 28th is right here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's do 9 days, okay? So I'd set up for December 7th, and so that's how that would run. Also, a side note, you have to make sure that whatever price is here, right? If we put $29.99, we actually need to make sure that it matches whatever our price is here. So our price here is $26.49. So actually, let's just, let's do it the right way. So $26.49, and then also remember that when you set these rebates, you cannot change your prices after. So make sure your price is set what you want it to be set for the next, for the launch of your campaign. Next thing what you want to do is where we actually pick the new feature, which is called Treasure Hunt. This is what the absolute game changer is, and trust me, guys, you are going to be blown away by the stuff that you can do with this and kind of the results from this. So usually, what it used to be is just send users to a URL, so it just sends it straight to a URL. But that way, it wasn't really drawing any relevance to any particular keyword. Now you can do the Treasure Hunt feature, like I mentioned. So make sure to click that, and then pick your first keyword that you want to target and potentially a second keyword that you want to target as well. So this is where we go back to our Cerebro and where we kind of copied all those keywords from, and we just pick the main 2 keywords that we think are the most relevant. Let's assume that these 2 are going to be the ones, so training masks for men and then elevation training masks. So that's where we'd go into the rebate key, put in the first keyword, and then come back here. Let's say put in our second keyword. Again, just remember, you want to pick the ones that are the most relevant with the most search volume. That's the most important thing. And then go into that one. So let's just delete this. And you want to make sure that, if you want to split it like 50-50, so you do 50 here and then 50 here. So that means 50% of people will be sent to this keyword, 50% of people will be sent to this keyword. If you're not going to do too many rebates, it's probably better just do one keyword. I mean, you can add more. You just click add keywords, but really stick to like 1 or 2 keywords. That's what I would recommend. From there, we're going to press continue. And it's going to do the review. So you just go through it, make sure everything is good. This is how our thing would look. Okay, looks good. Press description. Everything looks good. Make sure everything is nice, and then press continue. Then you'd have to put in your payment information, and that's and that's a wrap. So you get that started. But I do have some good news for you guys. If you use the link in the description, you're going to get 10 free rebates from RebaKey. I think each rebate is like $3.50. While editing, I actually realized the RebaKey prices are $2.95 per rebate, not $3.50, so that's even better. It's a lot of money for you guys, especially to try out the service to make sure that this is worth it for you. Again, there's no commitments, there's no subscriptions, there's no nothing. You just pay per rebate, and if you use the link in the description, you get 10 free rebates. I want to thank RebaKey for that. They kind of partnered up with us for this video. And again, this, if you use the treasure hunt feature, it's going to be absolutely awesome for your launch. So go ahead and click that. I don't think they've ever done this before. So there's the link down below for that. Side note, you can also get their extension to get amazing deals on Amazon. So I'll explain what that means. So this may actually help you out for your holiday shopping. This is kind of that side thing I mentioned. For those of you who are extra observant, you might have noticed something right here where it says, we have 4 rebates and 4 coupons related to the search. Basically, I searched up yoga mats. When you press see deals, it'll show you every single thing that's on RebaKey that's also on the search that you're looking for. So you can literally just add this extension by going and creating your account with RebaKey, press get the Chrome extension, and it'll just add it to your Amazon, if you're using Chrome, it's gonna be on your Amazon webpage. So anytime you search up anything, and if RebaKey sees the rebates there, it will give you this kind of show up and it will say, see the deals, and maybe you can use rebates instead of paying full price for a lot of these products. So hopefully that helps you with the holiday shopping, and I don't know, it's just something I thought was pretty cool as well. That way you can help other people get their products launched and you can get good deals. It's kind of like a win-win. So thank you to RebaKey, and make sure to check them out down below. Set up your account. Again, first 10 free rebates. It's just free money, so you might as well use it. Now let's move on to part 4 of 8 of my strategy, which is creating your launch campaigns. And this is going to be kind of a soft PPC launch. In the past, you would do really hard PPC launches to try to push your way to the first page. Nowadays, obviously, with the lower inventories, you don't want to do this. You want to profit as you scale and rank with your PPC. So the first thing you want to set up is kind of around average bid plus maybe 5 or 10% for your from your campaign. You also want to do kind of a low budget launch, so about $15 to $20 a day for this one campaign. You want to do an exact match campaign for the keywords we already know we need to rank for, aka all the keywords that I just showed you guys, what we talked about and what we did in that Cerebro thing, those 45 keywords, those are the ones you're going to want to put into this campaign. You want to set them up as an exact match campaign, and you only want to spend about $15 to $20 on them per day, because you want to make sure that whatever the PPC does, spend, that it's fairly profitable for you, and that it's not like 100% a cost, and that you're just losing a ton of money, a ton of inventory, and that you run out of stock and have to redo this all again once you get back into stock. And I wouldn't run any auto campaigns or any other campaigns right now, just because again, your inventory is very limited. So let's move on to my strategy, part 5 of 8, which is to let the campaigns and rebates run for about 8 to 10 days. Don't touch them, don't do anything, just let them run, let them spend. Real people will start to purchase, and you will start to show up higher and higher on the Amazon rankings. Once you see some traction and you start seeing that, okay, we're picking up something here, there's some sales coming in, it's becoming more and more steady, what you want to do is place another order with your manufacturer, or you want to get your inventory sent in from the 3PL warehouse that you're holding the rest of your inventory, or from the inventory that maybe you have in your garage or your home. So either one of those is what you want to do, so that you can get your inventory in there as soon as possible. Because if you do start to gain traction, you will start to increase your inventory limits. So Amazon, as soon as it starts seeing this product's actually going to sell a little bit, it's going to start to give you more and more inventory, and usually within the first 2 weeks you can double or even triple your your inventory limits. And then after that, it's basically smooth sailing from there, and you can start bringing in bigger and bigger quantities of inventory. Part 6 of 8, which is to add keywords to a tracker and watch how they rank, because we don't know how the keywords are ranking unless we actually track and pay attention to what's happening. So let's actually show you how to do that. It's fairly simple, but again, we're going to come into Cerebro, right? Copy out all the keywords we had there. This is the search that we did. and we're going to want to go to our analytics. Click on keyword tracker. Then what you're going to do is add a new product, put in the ASIN of your product, like your exact product, the one that you want to rank, and copy paste in all the keywords that we were putting in that campaign of ours, and then just press start tracking. I'm not going to do this because I already have one set up, but let me show you how it works. It takes about an hour to pull out all the keywords and figure out where you're ranking, but after that you can click on your product and you'll see a whole list of the keywords and where you're ranked. So right now, because this is a new search, you can't really see the difference of where it's moving, but it'll show you how as it actually moves and the trajectory of your keywords as they start to rank or not rank. So you want to keep track of all of these. As you can see, organic positions here is what we're looking at. There is a reason why this product's not selling, is because for all these keywords that we say were very relevant, you can see that for all of them, they're not even on the first page for many of them. And obviously if you're not on the first page, a lot of people won't see you, and therefore you won't be ranking. So keep an eye on these keywords and make sure that you're tracking them to see how they're doing, because it's very important to keep objective measurements of how your launch is going. Part 7 of 8, which is how to actually come back from when things may go wrong with your launches or when things don't go as planned, because 90% of even successful launches might have some hiccups. And you need to know how to diagnose and react to these stats that you're going to see. Main issue, right, most of the times is that you have a bad first image, your listing is just bad, you have bad reviews or not enough reviews, or your price is too high. Okay, that's usually, I'd say 90% of the problems that would happen are because of these things. So let's talk about diagnosing the traffic. What I want you to do is go to your reports right there, click on business reports, then you want to click on detailed page sales and traffic by child item, and then you'll look at these particular stats here. It's very important. This is 1 month that I picked out that's probably the best example I have of 2 of the problems that can arise with a product. The first one is the sessions, okay? So sessions just means how many times are people actually clicking on your listing and going on it to kind of debate if they want to buy or not. So if you have low sessions, that's a problem. But this one you can see product A, 4,500 sessions. Also, another thing to look for is unit session percentage. Now this is out of everyone who clicks on the product, how many of them actually buy? What's the percentage of people who buy? So that's kind of the conversion rate. So let's break down the 2 products that I have here to show. The first one has 4,544 sessions, which is obviously a lot of sessions, but it has a 16.5% unit session percentage. So only 16.5% of the people who go on the actual product will buy. On Amazon, you want to aim for about 20 to 30%. That's a pretty good conversion rate, right? Even more is better, but that's where you want to kind of aim for. So in this case, we would want to work on our unit session percentage. Now, product B here has kind of low sessions, so only 785 sessions compared to the 4,000, but it has a much higher unit session percentage. About 30% of people who click on it will end up buying. So you need to be able to go into your stats, search by about 1 week's time frame, and then see how your launch is going and kind of the numbers that you need to be paying attention to. What's actually happening? Is everything good? Or are there some problems? If something's wrong, it's going to be one of those 2 things, and then you need to be able to fix them. So part 7 continued. 1, if you have a low session percentage, which is product A for me in my example, it's most likely a bad listing / most likely supporting images are not great and are not converting, okay? Because people are clicking, but then for some reason they're deciding, nah, I don't want this. If you just have low sessions, which is product B, most likely you have a poor image, you have not enough reviews or bad reviews, or your price is not great. So you have to be able to manipulate those things. Again, I can't tell you what it's going to be, but these are the most likely culprits for each situation. Make sure to fix your listing and then move on to the next step, which is 8. And then the next step, what you want to do is optimize. So after your 8 to 10 days of launching, you want to come into your campaigns and start optimizing them because more than likely they were going to have some problems. So in this case, I'm just going to focus on these kind of section right here of some keywords. Most likely what's going to happen is you're going to have keywords that are, not great or kind of higher ACOS than you want. And what you want to do is, for example, let's just start with this one right here. So we're spending $1.74 for this keyword. There's only $9 spend, but the sales are $24.99. There's not enough kind of data here, but I'm just showing you guys an example. What you'd want to do if you want to get this ACOS from 36%, and you want to bring it lower, all you do is you go into your campaigns and then you just change the ACOS here from $1.74 and put it to maybe $1.25. and then look at where your ACoS would actually end up. Okay, you can even do it in half. If you just cut this, ACoS in half, or the bid in half, then the ACoS should technically also be cut in half. Another example here is 1.85. That's what we're spending for this keyword. 124 spent, 374 sales, or 374 in sales. And let's say you want to get this to like 15%. All you'd have to do is cut the bid by half, and then that should also cut the ACoS by half. Now that's in theory, it's not always like that, but basically the lower you put your bid, the less your ACoS is going to be. And that's how you continuously to optimize, your keywords. Now, if you have a keyword that's like crazy, maybe it's like 300 or 200% ACoS, because it's an exact match campaign, all you got to do is just come over here and just check this to off. What that's going to do is it's going to just delete or kind of stop spending money on that keyword. There doesn't need to be any negative, keywords added to this because this is an exact match campaign. It's very, very simple to optimize it that way. And so make sure to go ahead and do that and change your ACoSs to make sure that they're actually going to be profitable. Just lower them for the ones that are actually too high and raise them for ones like, let's say let's say this was like 5%, right? You can raise this by 10, 20, 30 cents because you're able to spend more and then you win more bids, and you'll still be profitable because the ACoS is already so low. You can spend a little bit more to get more sales. So if you've made it to this point in the video, make sure to leave a like if you want to see that review sequence for 2021. And if you are looking or in the market for a program, make sure to click the first link in the description to look at the Ecom Limitless program. It's my brand new program, and right now it comes with my one-on-one mentorship. So if you've ever wanted to start or grow or scale your business and you're struggling or just not sure about the whole process, right now it comes with my one-on-one mentorship. So you'll literally be able to work with me directly to help you with things, ask me questions, and work with me to make sure that this whole process flows smoothly and easily with someone who's had experience and who kind of is in the trenches day in and day out. So make sure to check the first link in the description for that. Also, thank you to RebaKey for partnering with us and giving you guys a whole bunch of rebates for free. Definitely check them out as well, and I'll see you guys in the next video.